Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today I wanted to look at a Titamon deck profile. We are getting the signed Titamon in BT21, and that kind of made me want to have a template to plop it into, play it, and have some fun with it. So, starting with our eggs, 4 copies of BT9 Pagumon. When attacking, you may trash 1 card in your hand to have this Digimon get 1k DP for the turn. There's a lot of eggs you can run in this deck. I'm opting for Pagumon because I don't want my hand size to get too big because of some of the level 6s we're running. You will see that later. You can opt for the Draw Power Sunamon if you want, and there is also, I forget what egg it is, but you can pitch a card to delete level 3 if you want to trim down the opponent's board. I think any one of those 3 cards is fine. You just have to choose what you think fits best for you. I like this because it guarantees Titamon can be an easy 15k body. It gives us a discard outlet on attack to make sure Titamon can get Sec +1, and I think that's really good. For our rookies, I'm on 2 copies of BT11 Ignitemon. This does gain us a memory when we play Digimon by an effect. It also does help us trim down the opponent's board. We're going to be running Anubismon and Mervamon, so this is going to be a way to Digicross our Merva, which is kind of more important to me than it actually synergizing in the stack. But the fact that it does synergize in the stack because Titamon can play out bodies by effect is kind of really good. So added 2 of this doesn't feel too bad. I am also running 2 copies of the BT19 Impmon. It has on play, if you have 1 or fewer tamers, you may play 1 purple tamer with a cost 4 or less from your trash without paying the cost, and it has the retail inheritable. So we do care about the evil rookies in this deck because of some of our level 4 choices. This is a really nice one. We're going to be running Cerberus X, so if we play this by an effect, we actually get a free tamer, which feels really great, and it's really powerful for giving us some value and making sure Titamon can keep up with the cards that are in the meta. Next is going to be 4 copies of EX8 DemiDevimon. The on-play is kind of rough. We don't want to be triggering that. We want this in the stack so we're not bottom decking 3 cards. But the inherit is when attacking, draw 1, trash 1. That's a good way to trigger Titamon. A good way to find cards without increasing your hand size. And it is evil trait so that our Punkmon will not cost 3 to Evo. Lastly, we're going to be running 4 copies of EX7 Impmon. Your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon, reduce the cost by 1. That's going to be nice. We have BlackGrowlmon and Punkmon, and the inheritable gives a 2k DP bonus. That's also going to be really strong with our Titamon to make sure it's big enough to swing through security. For our level 4s, I'm on 2 copies of BlackGrowlmon from BT5. The security attack +1 inherit is really nice if you do get to trigger it with Cerberus X. It doesn't always go off, so it's kind of hit or miss sometimes. That's why it's at 2, but it is a level 4 we can get into cheaply with the Impmon effect, so I'm running it at 2 as a filler slot. We have 4 copies of EX7 BlackGatomon. This card is clutch. The inheritable on this card is maybe one of the most important things that allows Titamon to even exist, I feel like. When Digivolving on deletion by trashing 1 card in your hand, one of your Digimon gets blocker and retaliate until the end of the opponent's turn. That's really good, first of all. And then the inheritable says opponent's turn once per turn when any of your opponent's Digimon attack by deleting one of your other Digimon and that attack. This has helped me set up situations where I'm playing against a deck that is way faster than Titamon, has way more explosive potential, and I set up a stack with this in the back. I promote it, I go into Titamon, I'm forced to pass turn, and they just they don't have a deletion effect on Evo, which means they can't out the stack, and then they try and swing in, and then this just ends their most powerful attack, whatever, swing in for 2 or 3 checks, and it allows you the opportunity to respond. That's kind of the most important thing here. Being able to respond with a Titamon stack built kind of guarantees that you're going to be able to get 3 to 5 damage depending on what your stack looks like, which is really important. So I like this card at 4, even though it doesn't necessarily Evo for the cheapest on the EX7 Impmon. And then we do have 4 copies of the Punkmon from BT20. This is one of the new tools we have, along with that BT19 Impmon in the new special booster. On play, and when Digivolving, you trash 1 card in your hand. Then until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gets blocker and retail. So with this and the BlackGatomon, we kind of guarantee our Titamon is going to be a blocker retail body. This also gives a 2k bonus. And anytime we can play this out with Titamon, we can guarantee that something else is getting blocker retail. So if we Evo into a stack with BlackGatomon and we make it to Titamon and play out the Punkmon, 2 blocker retail bodies, really good. Playing this out with Mervamon, also really good because it's going to get, it's going to, on play, give 2 things retail, which means 2 things get rushed, which means we are actually really set up for Merva to be a really impactful level 6. For our level 5s, you can see the Dark Animals, 4 copies of Cerberusmon. It grabs back Anubismon. It actually grabs back Titamon. It grabs back our Cerberus X, and it gives something rush when we play it by an effect, so we can actually give our level 4s that we play back with Titamon rush. Really good. Gives the level 3s rush off of Cerberusmon. We will talk about an alternative in just a second. And 3 copies of Cerberus X. Plays a level 3, draws us a card, gives us an unsuspend trigger because Titamon is going to have security +1. This is a really good way to make sure we can hit 4 checks off Titamon and then try to close out the game that way. If you don't want to run Cerberusmon package, the concession I would make is that this inheritable is really, really important. We don't necessarily have to run the full package if you're just tired of Dark Animal stuff. You can run 4 copies of the BT5 BlackGrowlmon. The thing I don't like about that is you're going to purge away your BlackGatomon Inherit if you want the level 3 for free. But, you know, that's up to you depending on what your board state looks like. You might not have to purge Digiburst the sources away. But you can run BT5 BlackGrowlmon over this, and then I would stick with 3 copies of Cerberus X, and then you're just going to need to find a slot for an extra X antibody or proto form based on this list. Moving on to level 6 is 1 copy of Mervamon. 1 is all you need. When you see it, it's really powerful, but you don't really want to see it all that often. It's going to play out 2 level 4 bodies that are going to hopefully be rush blockers, which is fantastic. 4 copies of Titamon. This is the card that's getting the funny signature art, which is why I want to play the deck. When Digivolving, trash a card in your hand, then you may play a purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from the trash without paying its cost. Awesome. And then when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, you get 2k DP and sec +1 for the turn. So he's kind of just a big beater. We do have the DP boost from the egg, so he should be swinging as a 15k minimum if you don't have any DP boost in the stack, but he can be up to 19k. We have 2 possible 2k boosts on him. So just a strong level 6 beating in for hopefully 4 checks with the unsuspended inheritable. We do have 1 copy of Anubismon. Great way to play out Mervamon, and you can see the heavy metal ace over to the side there, so this is a good way to play that out as well. And then we do have the 2 copies of HeavyMetaldramon Ace on play when Digivolving. Trash cards in your hand until it has 4 left. This is kind of why I don't want to run explicitly the BT6 that just draws you cards every time you discard. Your hand size can get really big doing that. I did test it. And then this card feels really bad to play because when you play that 8k or lower body, you remove 2k off of all the effect maximums from this card. So we want to just be playing an 8k body with this so that we can go into Anubismon off of it, and then we're just really wide and we're ready to close out the game. This also gives all of your Dark Dragon, Evil Dragon trait, Digimon, Rush, and Blocker, and 2k DP. It's just kind of a good card to be playing when all of our level 4s basically are Dark Dragon, Evil Dragons. It's going to give them Rush, Blocker, and reward us for being able to put them on the board and go wide. It's just kind of a fun card. We are also running 2 copies of the Boltboutamon as our level 7 package. This is what I was talking about when we're talking about stalling with Titamon until we can answer the opponent's board. We get 4 checks in with Titamon, and then we slap a Boltboutamon on the board. This kind of answers almost every board. It's kind of gross. I mean, unless the opponent's absolutely slapping you and they have like 6 level 6s on the board. But if your opponent's 1 level 6 and then wide board, this is going to crush their board. I tested this against Jesmon quite a few times, and a lot of the time they're going into Jesmon GX, going kind of wide with 2 or 3 sisters, and I just slapped down Boltboutamon, Digivolve 3, their whole stack is gone, all their sisters are gone, and it was really funny. And then you get to trash your opponent's top security card when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, which means once you do your 4 checks with Titamon, the Boltboutamon takes the last security, and you just have to worry about getting 1 check in to close out the game. So awesome level 7 for this deck. For our options, 2 copies of Purple Scramble. Titamon is a 4-cost Evo. Sometimes because of the Ignitemon, your Punkmon might cost 3 to Evo, so the Purple Scramble is going to reduce some costs. It's going to make sure we can fix our top deck and make sure we can play a rookie from the trash if we have to. 4 copies of Wisdom Training, just regular search package. I'm on 1 copy of Protoform with 4 copies of Cerberusmon and 3 copies of Cerbi X. I don't find myself needing this quite as much. You could probably honestly drop it entirely from this version of the deck, but I do like having the 1 copy as insurance in case I wind up with a Cerberus X in hand and no Cerberusmon underneath it. I'm on 2 copies of Alice. I think this card is extremely funny with the Impmon and the Cerberus X. I have had games where I go into Cerberus X, I play out the Impmon from the trash, and I have an Alice in the trash, so I play out the Alice from the trash, and then I sack the Impmon to get into Titamon for 1, and then Titamon plays back to level 4, and I just got so much memory economy off of that, it's ridiculous, and then you just do Titamon things. I am also running 2 copies of Matashita. It's going to gain us some memory when we trash a card. That's an awesome effect on its own right, but even in the same vein as the Alice, if we can play this for free off of playing the Impmon, great value. It's free and it's a memory setter. It's going to keep us in the game. So that is what I'm doing with Titamon in Sp.Booster 2.5. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you thinking about Titamon at all with the new signature art cards? That's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Thank you to our channel members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlong, Big Z11, Coffee Deus, and DigiDane who make videos like this possible.